We gotta deal with this situation that we in right now. I ain't sugarcoating shit today. We get impressed left and right. We got dickhead doing drive-bys on us. Maybe he killed Tiger Killer. I don't know. The families that came back deeper than expected, more organized than expected. And we've been taking losses. That's just the truth. But I ain't scared of no motherfucking losses. Losses teach you what you actually are. And they teach you what you need to become. I'm not finished. I ain't collapsing. But we also not gonna keep doing the same shit and expecting different outcomes. We gotta adapt. This is about survival. The families have come back and they trying to take up a massive portion of our turf. The situation is very straightforward and simple. We've now been put in a position where we have two options. Fold and give them half the block, Chamberlain.
Hell no.
Or adapt, fight back, kick these motherfuckers off, kill these scumbags. These hoes want us to respect their history. They want us to be reasonable. They say that it didn't need to come to this. When every step of the way they force their hands. They turn up asking for permission to do this shit. I tell them, there ain't no way that I can green light you bringing back so much bloody history and past. And they say, I bet, well, fuck you in your present, so why am I gonna respect their past? We've been down bad. We've been on a comeback. I've been snaked, betrayed, fucked over more times than I can count on either of my hands. Shit, at this point, I probably killed more potential ballers than any other motherfucker in the city at the moment. We are low on numbers. We are gonna struggle to deal with this. There is another option on the table. Now, my pride and my ego, will that tell me, hey, we don't need that. We can handle it. We do it ourselves. That's what the fuck we do. But pride, ego, when you fall for that shit can wipe out this entire gang. That could kill us all. Being blindsided. It's an open secret that I already do work for another organization. They contract a lot of motherfuckers as muscle to do their shit. Help them with shit. Be there. Perform operations. Cartels do it. Mafias do it. And other gangs, they won't tell you they do it, but they do it. It's the way it works. You low on numbers, you hire muscle. That's the only option left in front of me right now. Look around at each other. Everybody in here can handle themselves, but we faced an insurmountable odds. We outnumbered. So, I bring this option to the table. Saint and his boys seem like they would be down to help us. Now, I'm gonna make this clear. I'm not saying that we stop banging. I'm not saying that we stop doing shit ourselves, so not at all. I'm saying when there's times where there's not enough of us around, say there's two of us around, then four of them come through with hired muscle. If there's five of us around, then one of them comes through with hired muscle. You get the idea. It's necessary to allow y'all motherfuckers to do what you need to do. Does anybody disagree?
Nope.
No.
Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. I'll contract Saint and his people. They won't be ballers. They're not gonna be under us. We're not gonna be under them. They fill gaps. When we light, they step in. When we deep, they step back. I don't see this being permanent. And this definitely ain't surrender. This about using tools. We're being backed into a corner. We're being attacked from all angles. We gotta defend this motherfucking block. Say I gave him Chamberlain today. Say I turned around and said, yeah, I can't defend that shit. You got it. Fuck that gonna do. This shit just starts up again in a week when y'all motherfuckers say, nah, fuck that. But let me make something very clear. This only works if y'all don't switch up. This will not be an excuse to get comfortable. It's not an excuse to start being overly aggressive and fucking with people that you wouldn't have fucked with before. This is us buying space to grow stronger. While we growing, while we recruiting, while we growing the gang. This is a tool that's necessary, needs to be used. Right now, the families is laughing. They think that we down. Talking all that good shit. Good, let them. Because what comes next is gonna hurt them a lot more than anything before. I'm gonna call Saint and I'm gonna meet with him. This is the last chance. Last thing I'm gonna say on this. Does anybody have a problem with this? If you don't say it now and you say it in the future, fuck you.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good with that.
All right, then we're in agreement. History got a funny way of repeating itself. Saint.
It always does, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does. Obviously, shit's been getting loud. I know what this place was when you held it down. I know what you dealt with. Families just turning up back here suddenly in force. Way more of them. Way more organized than expected. It's changed the equation.
Here's the thing, is that when we sold everything to you, it's because I knew what I was getting into. You know what I mean? I knew what to expect to a certain degree. And I've had no issue with it from that moment on. With them, you know, it's been more chaotic. I've had guns pointed at me. I've had somebody raise their voice at me a few times. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. You know what I mean? Because I know that I'm chilling when you're around, and you know I got my house and my people and whatever the fuck, and I know that I'm chill there. But if they start to fucking hold that shit down and whatever the fuck, then yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean?
I know
don't know if I feel like I know what to expect at that point. And you know, I have a pretty bad history with some of those guys, realistically. Like, I mean, GSF, I went to war with GSF years ago, made 10 members leave after that war. Then a bunch of them became the hidden, bullied the hidden for as long as I can remember.
Yup.
A lot of them are not too fond of me, you know what I mean? So
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. We got similar history in the same way. You know, Ballas used to beef with the families, and then, yeah, a lot of them became the hidden, and then we had beef with the hidden as well. Pretty much very similar, actually. It's funny.
Yeah.
They keep mentioning about how I should respect their history and how I should be reasonable and just give them their turf back.
Right.
Just bend over and give it them back, right? Because they decided.
It's not how turfs work.
They want to talk about their history, but they want to forget the fact that more than half of them flopped. The reason that they don't hold this down is because they fucking gave up, left, abandoned their set. Dex has told me as much. We, the Ballas, visited Dex in prison more than the families did. But I guess they want to forget that history and, you know, we gotta remember their other history, though. We gotta do that. Nah, fuck that. They don't want to respect our present, then why the fuck is we gonna think about their history? So I'm running into a problem. No secret that obviously I've had trouble with different members throughout time, and I've been growing the gang and then cutting the gang and then growing the gang, cutting. I'm like in a bulking and a cutting phase.
Yeah.
Right now I'm bulking. Just after a heavy cut. Means I'm light on numbers. Means I'm light on supplies. And I've sat and I've thought about things. Jamal talked to me. Fuck, you've been calling me. The boys have been suggesting it. And I'm kind of in a position where I either stand here, fold, say I can't defend that half of the turf, say that the turf is too big for us to hold down in the current state that we're in. They take it. And then realistically, the war just starts up again as soon as my boys just want to fucking go at it again. So what's the fucking point in that? And there is no way, there is no reality where I turn around and go, yeah, you got it.
It's endless.
Endless. So I gotta look around at the options in front of me and the tools available, and I gotta remember. I gotta put my ego aside. put the pride aside and understand that no matter what everybody says, because I know the perspective on things. I go to other people and get them to help me out with some beef, and, people will say what the fuck they want to say. But at the end of the day, it's no secret that I've been working for the faceless.
Hmm.
I look around at that organization and I see exactly how the fuck they work. It's when they need muscle, they hire muscle. So why the fuck am I gonna let my ego and my pride get in the way of what's good for the gang
Yeah.
and what's good for the hood?
I mean, here's my take on it. I think I've been in your position before. And, years and years ago, maybe I'd feel differently or whatever, but, gangs have evolved so much. The city has evolved so much. People, mentalities, it's not it's not exactly what it once was, you know what I mean? And realistically, power is the only thing that really speaks nowadays. Now, how do we define power? You know what I mean? Is it the ability to do it yourself? Is it the ability to be able to get people to do it for you? Is it the ability to be the puppeteer or be the person that gathers the puppets? It's all a matter of perspective. I think in your situation, you're rebuilding. You're holding down a very large turf. Um, I full on trusted you with carrying on whatever vision you had and making something out of this place. I think personally that I like what you're doing. Um, we've always had a decent relationship, I want to say. And I can't say the same about the people on the other end of things. Um, to be honest, I believe aside from Hydra, I think a GSF member actually sold me one of these houses. So if you want to talk about history, well,
They sold the block. They want to talk about I
sold the
bought
block.
it. They sold it.
I don't know. I think it's rich coming from a gang that's, I don't know at this point how many iterations of the same different people um they're on, you know what I mean? Because I mean, let's be honest, Stoli, how many times has he been in GSF at this point?
God knows.
3, 4?
No idea. Don't know.
Yeah, it's nothing. I honestly don't really have that many personal vendettas against like some of their members. I just
Me
think that
neither.
that group as a whole needs to understand their place a little bit better. How are you going to hold down a set that you don't even have a property on? They have no power. They have a presence in late hours. They convoy around a few times, and then they just hold down grandmas as if it's some big achievement while you're asleep, and your other fucking members are asleep too. Maybe
Exactly.
they pick one off too. You know what I mean? Um, I won't lie to you, Andre. My thing is, whatever it is that I got cooking, it's not gonna be some Southside shit. So don't ever worry about me stepping on your toes from that front. Okay. I'm never gonna rep a color on Forum or even Chamberlain or anything like that. That's none of my interest. If you need help, I can help. It's not a problem. But it also needs to make sense. And I think you know that. I'll let you in a little bit on what it is that I'm trying to get started. And then so you have a better perspective, I guess, of what it is that you'd be teaming up with. Okay. Well, I'm sure you're aware, but Cyprus is very much alive right now. They're their own thing. It's a lot of my ex members, but I still do a lot of things with them. Um, just recently we had kind of a little scuffle with the Vagos, and there's some Cyprus people in there. There's some of mine. But it was about. I hate to say the word, but it was a question of principle. And those guys are still very much close to me, and I very much care about them. So, um, you know, I wouldn't say that necessarily there's some kind of like alliedship or anything like that, but I'd call it pretty damn close.
Understood.
On my end, it's a lot of people. I'm personally trying to do something that has a bit of a different vibe. I don't want to do your gang fucking shit that I did with the Saints. You know what I mean? It's not me anymore. It's just I can't. I don't know. But, an alternative, maybe some that resembles more what the Saints really used to be. I like wearing suits, you know what I mean? I like driving nice cars. I like fucking eating good food and sleeping on a nice bed. Ideally, I don't wake up to people fucking shooting at my doorstep, but it's Los Santos. So what I got going on is I'm trying to make something a little different. Strong, sure. Of course I want it to be strong. Being able to defend itself and all those things. But am I gonna go out there, put on a flag and, fucking start spinning blocks because somebody's cornering at the wrong spot? No. But if people were, getting in the way of me doing things the way that I want to do them, or if people were getting in the way of things that I think make sense, then I'll act on it. And I think it's kind of what I'm looking at with you. I think it makes sense for you to have this. I think you built the capital and the power to be able to do this. And I don't think GSF just showing up after being gone for 3 years can just be like, oh yeah, we're just gonna take that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Take. They got nothing to lose.
Of course. It's always easier when you got nothing to lose.
Absolutely. And the thing that they're forgetting, though, is that they do have their lives to lose. It seems that they have brazenly forgot that. I had a couple conversations with them. One of them told me that there is no way that they ever fold. They said, Chamberlain is our home, that's it. Full stop, we will never fold. I said, it's not about folding. We will kill you. I don't give a fuck about that ego and pride shit. I'm putting all of that aside. It's about survival. It's about doing something new, exactly what you are talking about. That aligns very much with me. The Ballas have had many different iterations. The Kilo Tray, not so many. Although it's all looked as the same. I mean, it is one gang, multiple sets. There are history where ballers have fought ballers before. It happens. They talking to me like my history, and my set's history is interlinked completely with previous ballers. So they not respecting my history. They talking to me about how I've got to respect their history and at the same time basically saying fuck you when you're present. Not respecting my present. And then they expect me to, in their words, be reasonable. These motherfuckers, it's not good for business at all. They don't care about the no. All they want to do is be left in the past. So that's where we got to put them. I feel like our interests align heavily on this. I believe a lot of what we're doing is different to each other, but the same meaning behind it. By the sounds of it, I can agree with a lot of what you're fucking saying. I can get down with it. So, it's got to make sense. Let's talk about that. First thing that naturally comes to mind is this. Your boys have been nothing but respectful. They've come through every time they want to do anything on the block. They come, they ask for permission. They're like, yo, OG, listen, can I push weed on the set? Can I do this? Can I do that? Y'all help me with this? That stops completely. You good to do whatever the fuck you want. You and your boys, good to do whatever they want. I tell all of my boys, Saint, anybody that says your name, they good. Second, I have been selling dope to them with like 30 a bag. That goes to 20 immediately. So $10 more profit every bag. I'll do that. You don't need to worry. You won't even need to worry about that operation in the slightest. I'll have as much as you need whenever you need it. For those boys that do want to do that.
I have a proposition. Okay? And hear me out. And if you don't like it, you stop me right there, okay? We can see if there's another way of going about this. How many properties do you have to your name?
Personally, too.
2? How many does the KTB organization have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total, I believe.
Okay. I have 1, and then I have a place to clean money, but it's not mine, right? If you give me the opportunity to buy one of your properties, we'll do it. Look, I got rid of everything on this block and whatever because I wanted you to have everything that you can, all the tools necessary to be able to build something. And in the same way that I'm willing to do a favor for you, and then I'm willing to, that I, at the time, I feel like I was pretty fair with some of the pricing. That
100%. You gave me a good deal. There's no doubt about that whatsoever.
Yeah. I sincerely just ask you to give me not all of what I did back then, but just I just need the ability to buy one property off of you. If I want to get something going, I mean, we both know that one property is not going to cut it.
Agree.
2, manageable. 1, absolutely not. You give me that opportunity, we can talk prices, whatever, which one, that's all secondary to me. But you give me that opportunity, then we'll carry this out for you.
I only have one property that's not on the block or in the area. That big ass house in East Vinewood or West Mirror Park. You know the one I'm talking about next to Gruber?
I believe so. Yeah. Is it the kind of like broken down one?
Yeah, the one that looked like a trap house.
Yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Now, that property is what I like to call fucking huge. It's a big asset. It's in a secluded area. Nobody really goes there.
Yeah.
It's a very good position. That would be the only one that I'd be able to consider. The rest of them are just, they're here. So it kind of goes against what we're talking about building up here.
Again, I want to reiterate that whatever it is that I end up doing, I promise to you that no goal of it is to take Forum back and to fucking squeeze you out of business or whatever the fuck. I could care less. I want you to be able to run your own thing. I wanted you to have it in the first place, and I sold everything specifically to you because I wanted you to be able to run your own thing out of here. And I believed in the vision of your ballas and being able to carry out, whatever it is that you think is fit. So by no means am I trying to step on any of that.
Understood. Respect.
If you give me the opportunity to, possibly get that property in West Mirror Park, that would be huge for me, and I would consider it a great first step into doing something very different that could be beneficial for myself, you, and the people that I have, and building a great relationship that, no hand holding bullshit, whatever, because at the end of the day, we're not going to be a fucking gang, fucking messed up, whatever, but just, great business partners and friends.
Straightforwardly, I mean, I'm not looking for this arrangement to be a permanent thing, but semi-permanent it could be.
Yeah.
The way that I see this working is like this. There's no way that I get you to just, you and your boys to be the only ones handling this. There's no reality where my boys back down from this fight, but as we've discussed, they're around later than we are. A lot of the time when they are around, we only have 2 motherfuckers left. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the way I see it is like, if there's 2 of us, then there's 4 of you. If there's 4 of us, then there's 2 of you, and so on. Now, obviously, when you are involved, they're gonna attack you even when we're not around. And that's a them problem. But going forward, I mean, like I say, while I am working on building this and while you're working on building that, I don't see why this needs to be a just a family thing. If we're going to make an arrangement that solid, this could be something that we do. This could be a thing that we do while we're both growing. It could make sense.
Yeah,
But for now, let's focus on this family bullshit.
I agree.
That house, like I say, fucking huge. I'm willing to give you the same deal that you gave me for the warehouse. I believe that was a $5 million warehouse. You want to do that?
I'm more than willing to do that. The thing is, it would have to be a thing where I have to come up with the money, because
Don't you worry about it. It can be an overtime thing.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Andre. I came back. Everybody's accounts are looking pretty good except for my
Right. I feel that.
inflation hit like a bitch.
Let's make it happen.
No, do you want like a day to mull over it, or
When I've got people for an entire month telling me, Andre, handle this fucking family bullshit. Andre, you got people on your turf. I've got cops calling me saying, do you guys rep green now? I've got fucking the besties calling me like, y'all motherfuckers are pussy. Y'all motherfuckers is getting pressed out of your block. I got my gang saying, why the fuck is we not doing anything? And I'm like, we ain't got the people or the supplies. I got all this fucking bullshit, all these problems. Now I've got this shit popped the fuck off. I've got them saying, respect our history and just bend over and give us what we want. We're gonna take until you got nothing fucking left. I got them saying shit like, y'all should be on Grove Street because that's where the history is. Specifically, they said that's because the civilians wear purple on Grove Street. I said, what the fuck is we talking about? I got them saying, why did you start a war with us when we on a vacation? I said, what the fuck is we talking about? I got them stood outside of my warehouse while I'm having a business meeting for 20 plus minutes. I walk outside and they just shoot me in the face.
I saw that.
I don't need a day to mull over for fucking nothing. A deal is done. I'm down with the deal.
All right.
Let's get these motherfuckers off the block.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
So